everyone, welcome to another episode of Ask the Influencer. I'm your host, Dom Emoticon, friendly audio guy. On this episode, I'm super honored to have MKN, Carl Nurse, the reverse bass king. How you going, man?
Oh, good. Thanks for having me on.
No worries, dude. How's your day been today? Good?
Good, yeah. Just took the dogs out on the beach and I'm feeling good. Didn't have too much of a hectic weekend, so yeah, I'm feeling quite good.
Awesome, dude. Now, you've had quite a few gigs on this month, hey?
Yeah, all in the same country, Northern Ireland. And they were good. They're hard to understand, but they were good gigs.
Awesome. The crowd was great?
Yeah, always. They're always up for it. I was singing along. They love cheesy shit, so yeah, you can play pretty much anything, so it's good.
Sweet. Cool to hear. Now, moving on with the show, man. So I want to start off with your origin story. Now, I want to know about you personally. Tell me, how do you feel, or when do you feel music came into your life?
It was just after primary school, so I was around 11 or 12. I think Darren Styles came out with his most popular album, when he done like Save Me and that. So I first heard that, I'm not sure where, and then it progressed into like trance, like I don't know if you've seen Kevin and Perry, Go Large, all the classic trance tracks I fell in love with, and then got a bit harder into like Cali and Juice, who are legends of you if you don't know them, but I'm guessing all Australians know Cali and Juice.
That's
with
it.
reverse bass. So yeah, I got into them then and was obsessed with hardstyle then, and then it just blossomed.
Yeah, right. Cool. And so was that, in your teens or?
Yeah, I was around 12, I'd say, around 11 or 12. As soon as I joined secondary school, really. But then nobody else in my school liked it. Out of like over 1,000 people, I was the only one that liked it, unless they were like 5 years older than me. So yeah, I was on my own.
I know this feels when you're the only kid that likes hard dance music, hey?
Yeah, nothing worse. Everyone taking the piss out of you, laughing, saying, what's that shit you're listening to? But yeah,
That's it.
and now look at them. Now they all want to go Creamfields. They all want to go to Defcon.
Exactly. Now you're the guy on the stage, eh?
Exactly. Now they think it's cool.
So now with your MKN project, when did that come around? Was that a little bit later in your life?
Yeah, since I first heard dance music, it took me about a couple of months to get into learning to want to be a DJ and produce music. So I'd say it was about a year later, after I first heard music. And I'm so, well, at the time I wasn't creative. I'm not much more creative now, but I couldn't for the life of me think of a name. So I just come up with my initials, which some of you may know or not know, but I get asked all the time. But yeah, it's Michael Kyonis, my name. So yeah, think of that what you will.
Cool. And so you picked up DJing about a year later. Did you just dive in for it, or did someone teach you?
I just dived in. I had no one to teach me, no one to ask, because I wasn't the crazy popular kid in school. Obviously, as most DJs and producers are, they're like geeks and they just find their own way. So yeah, I just hibernated pretty much and got stuck into YouTube tutorials. Luckily, YouTube was massive back then, so it was a good time. So there was loads of tutorials and everything. So I just learned with Virtual DJ. I never had decks, so I learned on there. And then a few years later, when it came to getting a gig in a club, it's like, fuck, I've never actually had decks. So I just looked through the Pioneer manuals. I downloaded a PDF and learned what every button did. So then, somehow I then DJed in a club with these. So yeah, it was nerve wracking, obviously, but yeah,
Wow.
It went well.
Yeah, right. Good on you, man, for just jumping into that. I remember I started a very similar way, and like transitioning from virtual DJ to Pioneer decks is pretty scary, hey?
Yeah, fucking hell. It was scary, but somehow it just, I'm not sure how it went so well, but yeah, I was shitting my pants.
Awesome, dude. Well, yeah, I guess when in the pressure situation, we just got to soldier on, hey?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't know how, because I wasn't so nervous and just nervous person in general. But yeah, somehow just something took over me.
Yeah, right. So do you feel like when you're on stage, you're less nervous or like you're kind of a different guy or?
Um, when I first started, I was like a different person, yeah. But now DJing has made me so much more confident. Like even talking to you now, if this was about 6 years ago, I'd be shaking and I couldn't really speak to many people without being nervous. But now it's helped loads. So now
Yeah, right.
I'm a lot more confident.
That's really interesting. That's cool. And so, you've also got a podcast going on, the 100% Reverse Bass podcast. How did that idea come about?
Um, it came about I checked the other day actually, 2011. I first did a mix, and because where I'm from, there wasn't many people that liked the Dutch dong kick, so everyone just loved reverse bass, and usually at like 160 BPM. Um, so I thought, fuck it, I'll do a mix which is only reverse bass sounds. Um, so I uploaded it on YouTube with shitty artwork as everyone does when they're first starting out.
Yeah,
But yeah, got an amazing response. So then a few years later, I came across it on YouTube, just checking comments and reminiscing, looking back, and thought that went down really well. Maybe I should do another one. So then the idea started flowing, and I thought, fuck yeah, I'll make it into a podcast. And it just started from there, really.
yeah, right. Cool, cool. So, because of that popularity towards the reverse bass, do you feel that's your main focus? Is that like your target audience, or are you just like really passionate about reverse bass?
Both, really, but I'd say mainly I'm just passionate for reverse bass because when you're on dance floor, I'm sure you know yourself, nothing really makes you want to fucking jump and fist bump as much as a reverse bass
Yeah, so
or,
true.
or go wild. When you hear a fucking amazing reverse bass and a big sound system, there's no better feeling,
That's true.
I don't think. So yeah, it's stemmed from that, the love from that.
Awesome. Love it, man. So, coming up with the future of the show and even the future of MKN, tell me, what can we expect from you from in 2020?
I'm hoping to um, see new countries. I've just got a booking in Asia, which is exciting.
Oh,
It's
congrats.
not confirmed yet, but I'm hoping to see new countries, maybe even come back to Australia.
Wait,
Um, but yeah, and on the music front, I've got release on Kutski's Keeping a Rave Alive label in January,
awesome.
Voices. And I'm just making the music video for that now. So you should hear a preview soon. And then with the podcast, I'll still be doing that every month. But I want to start releasing different kinds of music, not just reverse bass. I don't want to just be relying on reverse bass because I do love hardcore, gabba, um, psytrance. I love everything, so I want to start branching out and just releasing a bit more because I'm sure you're the same. I got so many projects on my computer that nobody's ever heard, so it'd be nice to take them out and release them.
Yeah, that's interesting, man. And are you going to release these other kind of projects on your MKN name and alias, or are you going to try and come up with a new alias?
I've been thinking for the past year, and as I previously mentioned, I'm not very creative, so it's been quite hard to find a name that suits for hardcore really and for myself. Um, so yeah, if I come across a new name that I love, then it probably will be. But Joey Riot doesn't seem to have a problem releasing everything. But I think it would be good to separate myself from MKN.
Mm.
But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, it's such a tricky topic really, and I guess it's something that maybe quite a few artists struggle with because I know I feel sometimes that people they really associate you with one particular style, and it
Yeah,
almost becomes expected that you just release that one style.
exactly. Yeah,
So yeah, do you feel you can relate it? So do you preferably want to release them on a different name, or do you ideally want to just release it on one name and hope that everyone will be okay?
I'd love to release everything under MKN, but I don't think it'd be wise because not everyone loves all different types of music. Some people are just hardcore, just love reverse bass, or just love like raw. So like Darren Styles or Gamma, For example, they used to be full on UK happy hardcore, and now they've obviously progressed and changed their music quite a bit. And they're still popular, obviously, but I think their older fan base obviously wouldn't be too happy. So yeah, I think the wise decision is to come up with a new name and just release under that.
Yeah, and then I guess you kind of have to.
So
I guess you're not beginning the journey entirely all over again, but you kind of do, make that climb again with that new name.
yeah, that's the problem. Then if I stick with MKN, I don't really want to lose fans, because people will think, oh, what's this new MKN reverse bass track? And they switch it on and it's fucking 200 BPM French score, which I hate. So,
Funny.
so you got to think about shit like that, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's such a tricky topic. It is, eh? Moving on, I've got some questions for you. Two from some fans. Now, the first question is from Patrick L, and he asks, "Do you have any plans for an EP coming in 2020?"
I do, yes, but I'm not too sure where I would release it. I have 3 tracks pretty much done, 90% finished, and I want to release 4. So I've just started the 4th. So I'm hoping I will get that done before, say, March. So yeah, it's coming. And you may have seen years ago I wanted to do 100% reverse bass album, but I think what would be better to do is just, as you say, release EPs into separate ones, because I don't want like 2 tracks on the album to be played and then the rest to just never be heard again. So I think EPs are probably the way forward.
Yeah, that's even that's another interesting discussion. Hey, just marketing content. It's like, yeah, do you release it separately?
Yeah.
Do you put it all out there and hope for the best? Yeah. And so you're making videos for them as well, sorry, or
I'll be making videos for each one of them as soon as I get time, really, which is quite hard at the moment.
fair enough. How long have you been working on the EP now?
I didn't specifically set out to make an EP. I've just thought those 3 tracks are at the same standard and quite new. So I thought, yeah, I'll put them together and release that. So over a year, I'd say.
Yeah, right.
They've been in the works.
Cool. Looking forward to hear them, man. Please send them my way.
Yeah, we'll do once it's a nice one.
All right. So this next question is from Sean M, and he asks, MKN, have you got any plans for collaborative projects or to have guests onto the podcast to host with you?
I have a lot of collabs on the go. One with you, which I hope I can say. I have one with, I hope I'm saying his name right, Yoji Bayamanahanika. I'm sure you'll know him. And Overdrive, I think you Aussies will know of them.
Yeah, they got some really funky stuff.
Yeah, I'm loving their stuff at the moment. So go on going with them. And a few others. One with Activist. There's a guy in Scotland, David Rust. We've just started one. And Tyler Jack, who's only 14 or 15, I believe.
Oh, wow.
He's from Northern Ireland. So yeah, he's really talented and advanced for how old he is. So yeah, we're working on a psytrance acids crossover track, which is exciting and should be out in the next couple of months.
Oh, sweet. Keen to hear that as well. Please send that my way. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, we'll do. Yeah.
Now, what have you been up to in your spare time? You a gamer, or I've been noticing on your Instagram you like to go out for walks in nature and whatnot.
The spare time I do get, I do try to chill as much as I can with my girlfriend. She works in a call center 4 days a week, so it's nice. She's just changed her shift, so she has every weekend off, which is a godsend. And now my gigs, I've had the last of my gigs for this year, so every weekend now is spent with her and my little baby Roxy, a dog we've got. So we just find new places, waterfalls, and down the beach. And other times if she's not here, then I play Xbox.
Oh, nice.
Not much, because it fucks me off a lot. It doesn't take much for me to get annoyed at COD or FIFA. But yeah, that's pretty much what I play.
Yeah, right. And so, does she come with you when you go on gigs? Does she tour with you when you leave the country, or?
She tries to, yeah, but she doesn't get that much time off work, unfortunately. So yeah, she's come to a couple with me. Yeah,
And like, what's that like? Like, is it a struggle to maintain a relationship whilst like touring, going out on gigs, or do you guys, are you coping with the balance?
it's been a struggle because I didn't think I didn't think it would be that hard. But now gigs are picking up, so like every weekend we're planning something, and a gig comes, I'm thinking, oh no, I'd rather just be home. Sometimes, not to just
Yeah, right.
it's just one of them. Sometimes you think, oh, I'd just love to do something at home this weekend, because traveling does get on top of you, and obviously if you have a drink at the gig, then it makes it twice as hard. But no, yeah, I love my job. I love traveling and DJing, but yeah, definitely miss home life too.
That's it's good that you're keeping up with the balance, man. I have heard, similar stories from people where it's just hard to
Yeah,
maintain a relationship, and then you want to make one happy, and then you're trying to like make yourself happy.
exactly. Yeah.
No, but it's good to hear that you're coping with that. And so on the topic of touring, do a lot of booking well actually do you get approached by booking agencies, or do you find that event promoters come your way, or do you reach out to them?
I never really know what to say if I reach out to them. I always write down notes thinking, approach this promoter, I'd love to play at that event. But then when it comes to typing it, I feel, I don't know, I feel awkward, and I don't want to like sell myself. So I was just signed with Al Twisted. He runs Twisted Artist in Scotland.
Oh, cool.
They have like GT, Joey Riot, Harley, and loads of others. So I've just signed with him.
Awesome, congrats.
So that takes all the pressure off me, which is good because I'm soft as shit when it comes to money and sorting stuff out.
All right.
So I'm not the most organized. So he luckily now does all that for me.
And so did they approach you, or did you approach them?
They approached me, I think. I took my bookings for like 2 months. And yeah, it was just stressful from going 2 years just looking in your diary, seeing where you're going next, to having to think about every little detail. It's it's a big change. So I thought, like, fuck this, I'll sign with someone definitely. So yes, it's going well so far, and and looking forward to what's to come.
Sweet, that's good to hear. So would you recommend or suggest to people that they have someone on behalf of them, organize the bookings, or do you find that it's more so recently because you've gained this level that you're at now that you're kind of struggling with that kind of management?
Yeah, it depends where you are really with your career, I suppose. It definitely helps, but you don't absolutely need an agent or a manager, because a lot of people don't know they take a percentage of your fee, which
Right.
most of the time, it's justified. If they're getting you bookings, then you don't mind giving them a percentage at all. But if you're getting all the bookings yourself, and then booking agents just taking 15% for doing nothing, then you don't need an agent. Just do them yourself. Try and come up with like a template of what you're going to say to them, to the agents, or the promoter, and then just try and be structured, and see how it goes. But you don't need an agency, especially if you're starting off.
Mm-hmm. Cool. That makes sense. So, would you suggest to people, or actually, what would be your best tips? What is something that you wish you knew earlier on?
I wish I knew when you get sent a contract that you shouldn't just not read it and sign it straight away. I know it's exciting and you think, fuck, it's a contract, never had one of these before. But you soon learn that you should read every detail, or get someone to help reading it if you don't really understand it, and go through it. And if it says this for like 6 years and obviously that sounds exciting, but then there could be a lot of downsides to that if the agency aren't doing their job, but then you're still under contract and you're stuck in that contract. So I would say, yeah, be sensible, don't rush into anything, and just read everything, really.
Yeah, cool. And so is that from your experience? Like, have you had any horror stories or?
I've had a couple of instances where things haven't really gone to plan. I'm not going to say names, but I didn't think at the start. I thought, yeah, it's exciting. They're going to give me loads of bookings, and then 2 years down the line, I got all the bookings myself, and it was like, yeah, fuck. I thought they were really going to push me. My career was going to explode, and yeah, it didn't really happen that way. I still put the hard work in myself, but then wasn't getting much in return from the other party. So
Yeah, right. So you'd say like maybe not rely on these people too much and still, put in that time and effort yourself.
exactly that. Yeah. Just be sensible. Always have an open mind, and yeah, just do your own thing as well. But yeah, and try and get advice off as many people as you can as well if you're unsure. Like you've had Katsuki on. I've been lucky enough to be able to talk with him whenever I want and get advice off him. So just be humble, be nice, try and speak to as many people as you can nicely, and I'm sure they'll give you good advice.
Yeah, it really is about networking, I guess. Hey, I mean, the industry
Yeah,
that we're in, it's all about who you know, or
yeah,
you got to put yourself out there and talk to people.
yeah, it helps.
Have you how with your career, has that been something that's come naturally for you, or has networking been a struggle for you? Tell me about like your history raising your career and how like networking has played a big part in it.
To be honest, when I first started, I networked quite a lot, but now when it's most important, I never network. I never have time to like pop someone up and say, "Hey, how's things?" Or
Mm.
I suppose that's how society's changed these days. Though there's like not many people's got the time to just have a chat on Facebook or whatever. But I started out networking, um, speaking to like even atmospheres when he first started. I was on Skype with him almost every week. He was sending me all his stuff over, give me tips. Um, and obviously Katsuki I got close and close with as I was growing up, and he gave me like so much amazing support. And yeah, I think it was just being persistent and obviously being humble, not being a dickhead.
Mm.
That helps. I know some people can't help being a dick, but if you are, then try.
Yeah.
but uh, just be nice, be humble, speak to people as as if they're your mate. Don't. The one tip I learned was, I know some DJs can be like your hero, and you may get starstruck, but treat them like a normal person, because that's exactly what they are. They're just a normal guy who's good at what they do, but they're not like extraterrestrial. They're not a
Yeah.
superstar. They're just a normal person. So just treat them like a mate and speak to them as you would with your mates.
Yeah, fair enough. I think that's something I need to take on for myself because I get so starstruck and it's so cheesy and like even
It's
like
hard not to, yeah.
I know internally I'm just like, can you act normal? But
Yeah.
at the
Yeah,
same
it's
time,
crazy.
it's like, oh, I've been listening to this guy since I was like
Yeah,
15 years old, and like in my eyes, he's a god, but he's not a god. He also goes, to bed and shits in the toilet.
exactly. Yeah, I bumped into. I was in Amsterdam for some reason years and years ago, and I went into Burger King. And I was queuing, and I turned down, and there's guns for hire. Randy and Adara just behind me. I was like,
Oh wow.
what? And I just fucking froze. I didn't say a word. I just put my hand out to shake her hand. I couldn't speak. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with me? And I was like,
Uh,
that was so embarrassing. But if you learn after a while, it becomes normal.
so with uh, tips and advice for up and comers, social media has become such an important thing these days. And Instagram, like if you're not on Instagram, you should be on Instagram because odds are you're missing out.
Yeah.
What do you feel are your strongest platforms, and what do you feel you do that helps you stay relevant on these platforms?
I think consistency is probably the best thing for growing yourself and getting interactions and more fans. Because I'm not a massive fan of social media, like a lot of people. There's a lot of downsides to it, but there's amazing upsides, obviously, with music, and you can promote anything you want, whenever you want, instantly. So it's good sides, but I have a schedule of when I'm going to post on what I'm going to post. Um, so every couple of days, and just make sure there's content, which definitely helps because you don't really want to go weeks and weeks or months without anything, seeing what you're doing. Because sometimes I check some up and comers Facebook or Instagram even, and the last post was like 2016. I'm like, you need to be on the ball really. But yeah, Instagram is probably the best thing for me anyway. That and YouTube, I have the most interaction with. Facebook as well, but these days, having to pay for people to see your posts, I think is bollocks. So
Yeah.
I still get some interaction on there, but yeah, I try to stay off Facebook as much as I can, to be honest.
Fair enough. So you'd recommend the people to just focus on Instagram and YouTube for the most part, or?
I'd say so. Yeah, try and build up a little community and a bit of fan base on them too. That's what works best for me anyway. People may be different, but I think Twitter is, you have a couple of people on Twitter, but not that many. And a lot on Facebook, but then there's a lot of shit that goes with Facebook too. So yeah, for me, that's what works best for me.
Cool. That's interesting. I've noticed that, YouTube, they have closer communities, and it might take maybe a little bit longer to like grow that community, but
Yeah,
it does seem to be like once you have that community going, they seem to stick around, which is cool.
yeah, 100%.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah, I struggle with Instagram personally, and I'm trying my best to put out content consistently, but I guess, I just got to be patient, and I think that's the other thing. I think a lot of us think that it's going to happen a lot faster than it actually will.
yeah,
And yeah, we just have to keep on grinding, really putting out content, being consistent, as you said, and yeah, just keeping it up in the long run, not doing, one post every few years. Because I gave that a go as well. Like at some point, I had a break for a good year. Last post I did was a year ago. Noticed it got 2 likes, and then more recently, I've started to become more consistent.
yeah,
And then that goes, starting to increase the amount of likes I get, and also I think the Facebook algorithm and even YouTube and Instagram, they will prioritize you more if you put in that, extra upload, or you put in that extra content. Yeah.
yeah. Definitely, it helps, and it's good. It's got video capabilities as well, and photos. And that's what people want to see. They just want to see everything you're doing. So yeah, it's probably the best thing.
Mm. Would you say that it's important to also put in diverse content, like not just maybe music stuff, but personal stuff as well? Or
Yeah, I try to. I'm no fucking Instagram genius myself. I do sometimes go at least a week without posting something. But that's just life, isn't it? But yeah, I try to mix it up because I think people probably would get bored of me just posting tracks or just the podcast all the time. But yeah, I try and just post everything, to be honest.
yeah, cool. That's interesting. That's some good advice. Moving on, man. So, do you have any tips for beginners in music production? Is there anything that you wish you knew back when you first dabbled in music production?
I always used to think that there was a magic secret, and there was one thing I didn't know that would make my music so much better. And there's not. There's the only thing is experience that makes you noise controllers or audio freak. They are that good because they've been doing it years, at least 10 years. And there is no magic secrets. There's little tricks and techniques you can do, but that doesn't automatically get you amazing quality tracks. You just, with each track or each year you're producing, you realize, I wasn't doing that, or I wasn't cutting the lows out of everything apart from the kick. So that's why it was sounding muddy,
Yeah.
for example. So you learn, and eventually, the more times you do something, it clicks in your head, and you just remember. And yeah, it's just it finally all falls into place.
Yeah, right.
So I'd say, yeah, I'd say that's my biggest thing. Don't think there's this magic thing, and yeah, just keep at it. You will get better with everything you do, with every track you make. Just keep at it.
Yeah, cool. Couldn't agree more. So I guess consistency comes back to it. Hey, it's all about just putting in the time,
Exactly. Yeah.
which seems to be a struggle these days as well.
Yeah. Exactly. And I'd say regular content is key, not just with socials. With, for example, my podcast, like every month, or I'd say your own music as well. Like, I'd be a hypocrite if I said that, because I haven't released much this year. But just try, even if it's just like an edit, like a kick edit or a remix. Then I'd say, yeah, just start out with them, because most of the time, if it's a really popular chart track and you do a remix of it, then there's a good chance a lot of people are going to like it already. So I'd say try and start out doing them. If you're not comfortable doing your own original stuff, then I think that'd be a good way to start.
Yeah, sweet. That's some really good advice. Yeah, I agree. You know, edits and bootlegs, they seem to be quite the attention grabbers, hey, especially if it's like a mainstream track or a vocal that everyone knows and gets the crowd going.
Yeah, exactly. Like a bootleg I did a couple of months back. I'm sure that got like fucking 2 million plays or something, and
Oh, nice.
that took about a day to make. And then my original track that took 2 years to make, it got like 2,000 plays. I was like, fuck's sake. So yeah,
Oh, no. Can relate. No,
it's just
those
one of
feels.
it's difficult.
So moving on, man. You mentioned briefly that you're on the Xbox. What are you playing at the moment?
At the moment, my wonderful girlfriend has just bought me Call of Duty Modern Warfare, so I'm trying to get back into that. So that was my life when I was in school, secondary school. As soon as I got home, play it until 3 in the morning, try and get up for school, probably miss school because you can't
Yeah, right.
wake up.
That was on the 360 days, hey.
Yeah, unfortunately, with the red fucking ring of death. So I probably had about 4 then,
Oh, I remember that.
which is a nightmare. But yeah, I'm on Xbox One now. But I don't play it that much because I'm literally so busy with my video editing and music making. But yeah, that's what I'm enjoying at the moment, Call of Duty.
Cool, cool. Good to hear. Now, finishing up the show, man, I would like you to ask the audience a question. Can be any question at all. If you need a moment to think about it, go for it. But it can be about you personally, or it can be just about a random topic at all.
My question would be, what do you think the next trend will be? We had the side style, side trance, the surfer style, French go style for a while, and now gated kicks have made a comeback. So I hope to God they stay around for a long, long time. But what do you think the next trend will be?
You're right. That's a great question. It is interesting. Hey, I mean, at some point there was a bit of donk going around. Yeah, side trends
Yeah,
was a big thing, and I think you're right. At the moment, gated kicks seem to be the cool thing.
yeah. Which I love. So I hope they stay around for forever, to be honest. But yeah, I'm sure around the corner in 2020 there'll be another big trend.
That's it. Yeah, it's just always evolving. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for being on the podcast. Everyone, this is Kyle Nurse, MKN, the king of reverse bass. All the best, man.
Thank you, mate. Thank you for having me on. Love you all. Bye bye.
Thanks for listening to the episode and sticking around to the end. Stay tuned for the next episode where I talk to a long-time female DJ and producer, Scar. Kayleen is also head of the Scar digital label, and she'll tell us a little bit what it's like to run a label.